Hi everyone, hope y'all are doing well, and welcome to another character design video. Been having a great time with these recently, especially with the video y'all are about to watch. I fear that I am in my pop-off era. It's been really great. So for this video, I'm following a prompt based off of a Pinterest image. So basically, I looked at random pieces of jewelry on Pinterest, found one I liked, and then created a character based off of it. The image I settled on was this one, so here we go with the speed paint. First though, I should say, if the audio sounds a bit weird today, I'm in a new location. I recently moved, so I hope the walls aren't thin and my neighbors are very mad at me for talking very loud. I hope that's not the case, but hopefully the audio sounds okay. If it's not, I'm sure I'll fix it in the next video. Anyways. Yeah, so the image I selected is a pair of earrings shaped like birds. You can see them in the top left corner there, with a lot of pretty blues in them. In the initial sketches, I focused on 3 things included in this reference image. 1, blue colors. 2, birds. And 3, an overall look of elegance. Yup. For all the effort I put into these videos, I do not in fact actually think that hard about what I'm doing. Incidentally, I think I stretched the prompt kind of far because rather than going for like a dove or something else that looked like the birds in the earrings, I decided to go for a peacock theme, which you can kind of see with the cloak I have sketched in there, but you'll see it a little bit better later on. The peacock theme was great because it ended out informing a lot of the other choices about the character, so in the end I'm really glad I did stretch it because it meant I got to do other things. To put it simply, I wanted to go with peacock imagery, which in turn made me want to make this guy into like a rich asshole type. Like, I wanted to draw this guy, whose name is Senev, by the way, that's his name, and for anyone to see him and immediately clock him as like very full of himself and annoying. Thus, we get the insane, over-the-top, fluffy peacock cloak, a very smug smile, lots of leather, and brocade on literally everything. I imagine that Senev's the kind of guy who other nobles think is like really powerful and put together, but then anyone who regularly sees him is like, oh yeah, that guy, he's ridiculous. But Senev does actually wield opinions of others into a way that's beneficial to him by luring them into duels, which are kind of the only thing he's actually competent at. Big truck going by, hope you can't hear that. So he purposefully is very flippant and rude to other nobles to get them to challenge him to a duel, where he then beats the shit out of them before rinsing and repeating on the next unlucky challenger. This scheme can only last so long though. Basically he's a con man, but this scheme can only last so long, so Senev is a bit of a floater, as he has to hop between towns every so often so as to not make would-be challengers overly suspicious. Like, definitely after a certain point he gets to the next town and people are like, oh, you're the guy with the peacock cloak. So is the peacock cloak really working for him or not? I can't quite say, but I do have to say that I love it, and it's staying no matter what. You'll see at the very end of this video, I decided to give him a rapier and a parrying dagger because it seems well suited to dueling, but also very elegant. He's definitely not made for fighting the way Chalice and Vesh are, but not to say he's not capable in his own way. Given he's not very capable in a lot of things, but dueling is one thing he can do. Dueling and telling lies and annoying others. That's the kind of guy Senev is. That's what I was going for. The one time, though, he did kind of overestimate himself and his abilities was when he challenged a noble at court with connections to the Knight of Tarnished Mirrors, who, if you watch that video, you definitely don't want to mess with them under any circumstances. So, deciding that wounded pride is less important than cowardice, Senev understandably ran away from said knight, and has sort of been attempting to boost his reputation in other towns ever since. Is it working? I can't tell, I don't know, but he's trying it. Needless to say, he's not going back to that particular court anytime soon, if ever. As you're watching me continue to render the full body version of Senev, I want to talk about how I'm starting to lay out character sheets because I think this is the first one I've done that I'm genuinely satisfied with. So obviously we have the full character, as y'all can see. Then I've added 2 portraits, the first of which you're seeing right now, the second of which features Senev's tricorn, which of course makes him look very cool and mysterious, and not ridiculous at all, no sir, completely legit. Then in the top right corner of the screen I have space for 2 tiny silhouettes, one which will show the front of Senev and the other which will show off the back of his outfit, just so that's not, left unambiguous or ambiguous and we don't know what it looks like. Yeah, we know what it looks like now because I drew it, or I will. And finally, in the space remaining on the canvas, I'll be adding the aforementioned rapier and parrying dagger, and also the sheath for the rapier. Do rapiers have sheaths in real life? I don't know. I do not care. I made it look cool, so it's happening. I think this sort of format looks really good and adds a lot to the overall story and impression of each character. And I want these sheets to be eye-catching because, surprise, I'm opening commissions. I haven't decided if my schedule can actually manage opening commissions, but I'm doing it anyways, which means I have super limited slots available. Despite that, I'm going to give it a go. I'm using the site called Artistry to sell commissions, and I'm selling 3 different options, full body, portrait, and character sheet, which is the character sheet is the type you can see here. Each option allows extras, so if you want a full body character and a mini portrait, like this one that I'll show on screen, that's completely cool. Or, if you want something else, like a little weapon or whatever you want, let me know. I'll make it happen. Each option allows extras, so yeah, you can really do kind of whatever you want within reason. Please don't exploit me, please. The link is in my YouTube bio if anyone wants to check it out. And if you have any questions, feel free to DM me on any of my socials or on Artistry itself, and I'll be happy to answer whatever you got. So that's that on, the whole commission thing. But I do also kind of want to talk about what I tentatively have in the works for future videos. As I said, I'm, starting a school term. Now I'm opening commissions, so I can't promise anything, but this is sort of what I'm thinking. I think I want to do another sort of character design based off jewelry on Pinterest, so if anyone wants to suggest an image, that'd be great, because choosing is hard for me. So, drop links in the YouTube. I'll hope they're not spam and click on them and find out what they are, and hopefully I can choose one and make a cool new character. Other than that, I'm thinking of fan art I want to do. I've been playing a lot of this game called Fear and Hunger recently. It's a really exciting game, as the title may imply. It's very dark fantasy, right up my alley because I love Elden Ring, but it's more sort of story-based, and honestly I think it's harder than Elden Ring, but maybe that's just me. But the lore gets really theological and deep, and just all the characters are really cool, so I think I want to draw some fan art from there. And then the last thing I have sort of kind of hanging out in the background is I have a video, I actually streamed part of it, where I drew fan art from really stupid stock images. So one of them is from Mob Psycho, we have Zenless Zone Zero, Madoka, I think maybe that's it, no spoilers, but I just told you what they're about. And so I'm thinking about posting that if I don't have anything to post sort of in the upcoming weeks. It's kind of low quality but also funny, so it's do I post it, do I not post it? Maybe I'll post it on an off day and see. And then also, if you haven't been able to catch one recently, I've been streaming a little bit. I actually streamed, I'd say, half of this character design over the last couple weeks, so I do want to do more streams in the future. Obviously my time zone is crazy now. I used to be in America time, and now I am 14 hours ahead of that or something like that. So I hope anyone who wants to will be able to catch the streams whenever I do them, and I will try to sort of standardize the time at which I stream so y'all can catch it whenever you want, but I still have to think more on that. But yeah, those are just some general updates from me about where my channel's going and sort of what I have planned. As I said before though, any suggestions, comments would be very much appreciated. That's what I got for now though. Those are my initial thoughts. And now, because I have 3 more minutes to fill, you guys get to hear me talk about my other 2 inspirations for this character, which are 2 books I've been reading recently that I've really been into, and I was reading both of them at the same time, and I kind of realized that both have like this very specific character archetype that I kind of wanted to incorporate here. So the first book is called, it's a web novel actually, updates every week. It's called Pale Lights by Erotica? EE for short, I think that's his name. And in it there's a character who's like a thief, and he's very smug but also competent. He's not a duelist and he doesn't look over the top, but he does wear a tricorn. And I've been really obsessed with his tricorn recently, so that's where the tricorn comes in. And then the other book I've been reading is The Black Tongue Thief by Christopher, I think his first name is Christopher Buhlman, and he also includes this like really kind of funny, ironic, self-deprecating thief archetype with his main character. And I don't know, I just saw, like, because I was reading them at the same time, I just saw so many similarities between The Black Tongue Thief and Pale Lights that I was just like, I have to somehow include this in a character. So we have like kind of the smugness and the random leather pieces that make no sense, and like, I don't know, the tricorn just kind of all mixed in there. And then also for the face of Senev, I forgot his name for a second. It's kind of how I imagine Tristan, who is from Pale Lights, the thief from Pale Lights. I imagine how his face would look, especially with the tricorn, like, kind of smug, but like, kind of silly. And that's just what I love. I've been having a really fun time sort of mixing my book inspirations into my fantasy drawing, so I hope that wasn't like a boring, annoying rant. And if anyone wants fantasy recommendations, please ask me, because I have so many of them and I love fantasy novels. And that, I will close on that because this piece is done now. Thank you all so much for watching. I had an amazing time drawing this. I'm so happy with it, and I hope y'all enjoyed it as well. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!